Hello everybody and welcome to my first project for the creative team for AmiraInOz Scrap and Craft February kit. I have this photo that I wanted to scrap for Valentine's Day. So this is us. We have been married for, oh goodness, 19 years. At first I thought, looking at the colors in the photograph, picking up the floral shirt that I'm wearing, I thought at first that I wanted to do it this way, but actually once I flipped through here, I thought that this would be a better color of the background to tie in with the navy shirt here. The best thing about this DIY journal is whichever pages that you have chosen to put together your insert, you're now kind of stuck with these colors, but I wouldn't exactly see it as stuck. I see it more as you would just pick which of these would best suit your picture, and then if none of them really do, then you go to the center where I've just put copier paper, and then you just work from there. So a few people have asked, do you work in succession? And my answer is no. For example, this was my first one that I did because I wanted to choose this color, and then I went back and filled in this one. Then I've got one that's right here because I wanted to use the white, and then I went back and then continued on here. So I've got blanks in between, and that's because I just choose the color that is right for my photo. I am going to be using that photo on that one there. I know for sure that I'm going to be using the papers from the February kit. These papers are the best. Check out my unboxing. These papers are luscious. I love them so much. I'm trying to come up. The reason why I'm laughing is because my husband is not a cutesy kind of guy. He is a boy's boy. He's a man's man, and the cutesy stuff makes him roll his eyes, but after all these years, he has learned to tone that down. Stuff that's corny or over-the-top cuteness, and you know how I really play it up and I go, oh, that's gorgeous and that's cute and everything's cute, and you know, like I really tone that down when I'm around him because I think he thinks that that's silly girl stuff. Which makes me want to do it even more because that's not really me, but I do it on, I put it on to upset him. So anyway, so I'm looking through this and I just want to put, like, you know, oh, he's my sweet, but I think he'll kill me. So I've actually come up with a really cool spread. So I'm looking through some of these. Like, for example, this is kind of like what, thanks for sticking it out with me. That's really cool. I adore this guy. This guy is hilarious. I don't know about the tattoo, and I don't know that it says mom, but that's hilarious. And I mean, seriously, I just like Homer Simpson. I call him. I love this. I think this might go in. So let me have a look here, and I'm gonna start the process in a second, but I'm just sitting here and see, I really think that this guy has to go in the corner somewhere, and I also wanted to put some of these flowers. I was going to fussy cut these flowers out and put them around the border, and I also loved this ombre hearts, and I was going to perhaps put it as a border here, or maybe even as a border here. So this is what I'm thinking at the moment. So let's get started. I will begin by looking through all these cutouts and choosing the 3x4 journaling cards that most attract me or seem to be a good idea at the time. I will be using some and I won't be using others. We'll just see how we go as the layout progresses. I know for sure that this Zorro with roses in his arms is a good one. I love that me and you one, and I also love this we go together like salt and pepper. I do end up sort of trying to keep it together, but it's such a strange shape that I end up taking the we go together off and just leaving the bottom sentiment together with the salt and pepper shaker, and then tearing some of the edges just to make it look a little easier. I'm also grabbing this Viking guy. He's really cool, and I'm just fussy cutting around him. Next comes the cactus. I was quite taken by the cactus when I first saw it, so I am also grabbing that and fussy cutting that as well. So here comes the ombre hearts. I really like the idea of having it as a border to the left and the right of the page, so I'm just setting up my borders now, and it's going to be about 3/4 of an inch on either side, and that's a good start. I am now reaching for this beautiful paper, and I'm going to spend some time here fussy cutting large ones and small ones because I do want to use them as a border on the left hand page. I have my elements now, and I'm just putting everything together to see how it looks. Sometimes I have an idea in my head, and when I come to put together what I see in my head onto the paper, I don't like what I see, and so I quickly have to change it. I kind of had this idea in my head, and as I'm putting all the elements together, it's coming to life, and I am just loving it, and my heart is like, yay, this is going to work. I love that cactus, but I don't end up using it. I think that having both the guys on there is too much, so I am going to have to make a choice, and I really toggle between this. I love the Viking guy because he's just rough and gruff, and that's how my husband is. But I also love the little Zorro guy, so romantic, holding a bunch of flowers, which is what I want, but not what I get sometimes. So it's a toggle between, you know, reality and what you want all the time. I do start layering it up here. I think horizontal black and white is just my downright favorite, and when I don't know what I'm doing, I sometimes just reach for that, and it always works. So I decided to, because it was there, I decided to go for it, and I know it works no matter what. Black and white goes with everything. I then also grabbed the pink heart page and layer it up under there because it goes with the ombre heart border on the right hand side. And in the end, I do end up using that ombre heart only on the right hand side because I decide to just do the flowers on the left hand side. I'm tearing this just using my steel ruler. I don't want edges. I find that when I cut with my trimmer, there's harsh edges, and when I tear or kind of distress the edges, they aren't as harsh and I don't notice them as much. I think it's just my style, I've discovered. I'm just now playing with sizes of the layering to make them look right. So the border goes down, the cluster or the layer of cards goes down. I really like this me and you, but it really doesn't go anywhere, so I don't end up using it. I am still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the elements on the left page, and it's time, I think, to start putting the flowers down because I know that I really like them. There's a cutaway strip here that I really like, so I'm going to use that. I also love the salt and pepper shaker. It's just so us. Dave and I are very different. We are like salt and pepper from our looks. He is Caucasian European and I'm Mediterranean. To our personalities, I'm an extrovert and he's an introvert. It's just really interesting how we are so different, yet we like the same things and we have the same goals. And I think although our personalities are different, I'd like to believe that our souls are the same. When I think about how long we've been together, I'm just totally amazed because that's a long time, and we've had so much fun all these years, and I hope to have many more to come. There's some extra flowers that I had cut out, and I'm just putting them next to the salt and pepper shakers because I like them there, and I know Dave won't. One rule that he has for me is that I'm not allowed to buy bed covers with flowers on them. So it's so hard looking for bed covers for us because I don't like the geometric and he doesn't like the flowers. So good luck. So good luck to me. Here we go. I'm now making that final decision and I asked him, I actually called him over and I said, Dave, which one, left or right? And he said, I don't want to be the Hamburglar. And as soon as he said that, that guy had to go, and it was Mr. Viking. I have this stamp set and I am going to stamp out my quote. The other day I heard this song by Kelly Clarkson, and I mean, it's not a new song, it's a really old song, but as soon as I started singing the chorus, I thought, my goodness, this is so us. My life would totally suck without my husband. And so instead of writing a card that said, Dear Valentine, you are my heart and I don't know what I would do without you, I thought that I would dedicate this layout to my husband and tell him how much or that my life would suck without him. I'm trying to see where he's going to sit so that I can stamp that last word, and I'm going to shoot it over to the right hand side more, and as I do that, the side of my stamping block leaves a line of ink, which upsets me. So I try to bring this guy over to the right hand side to cover it, but that's not going to work. I'm trying to see if I can put some scraps down, and that's not going to work. I use my double-sided tape and I'm about to put him down, but I feel like he will cover up the W, so I end up propping him up on 3D foam tape, and it actually looks really good that way. But because he's nestled around the W, he's a little bit high off the ground and it looks like he's floating, so I end up using a strip of paper underneath to ground him more. For that line of ink, I decide to do some doodling here. So I just start masking the ink splotches that I made, and then I start balancing it out around the page, and then I kind of do it a little bit everywhere, and sometimes I can't stop, but I think that I stop just in time, and I think it actually looks good. I'm now just putting a couple of hearts with my Nuvo crystal drops, not making a big deal of it. And I pretty much think that my layout is done. I'm now just going to stamp the date that this was done. And I am really happy with this layout. So happy Valentine's to you and your sweetheart, whoever that might be. I hope you have someone in your life that makes your life really special and that your life would suck without them.